Hey everybody, it is time for Super Geeked Up!
Woo! Woo! And if you're just joining us, did I jump in before you were supposed to say something?
Thank you for ruining my intro.
I'm sorry,
much,
Jeff.
Nicole.
Sorry. I was getting excited. I'm so excited.
It's a bonus show. We don't know what we're doing. Okay, good. My name is Jeff. This is Super Geeked Up. Thank you so much for watching. It's your live wiki geeky pop culture show. We appreciate you geeking out with us.
Yes, and I'm Nicole, and like Jeff said, we are super geeked up. If you're just tuning in for the first time, we play really fun geeky games and talk about geeky news and also have on really awesome guests from all over the place, and today is going to be super exciting, especially because it's like a post-Halloween-y wrap-up and also got some great Power Rangers news. So today is going to be a great episode of Super Geeked Up.
Of course you're excited about Power Rangers.
I know. I know.
Hey, I'm Tanya. You can follow along live on Twitter at SuperGeekedUp. Make sure to use the hashtag SGU. You can watch live at www.supergeekedup.com. And we will launch right into our Geek Tweet of the Week, which is, what horror villain scares you the most, Jeff?
So I don't like horror movies, so pretty much all of them really scare me. But I think the ones that most, oh my god, actually now I'm thinking of new ones. I don't know, Chucky and Freddy have always really disturbed me.
Those are common answers.
Yeah, I really don't like either of those things. Although I just thought Pinhead too, he's really freaky.
Oh my gosh, he's disgusting.
I don't want to even look at him. Yeah, so I don't know. That's there's a few answers. I could keep listening, but I'll let somebody else go.
To be fair, Jonathan Robbins earlier on Facebook and Ghetto Newer Girl also said Chucky, as did, who said Freddy? Alexander Martin said Freddy as well. So you're not alone in your fear.
All right, well, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
We can all be afraid together and die in a horror movie.
Well, now I know how to scare you guys because I like horror movies.
Shit. On Twitter, live on Twitter right now, Ryan Ward tweeted in, looks like Nicole is trying to take over the show.
She is. She's like, bye guys, I don't need you anymore.
She's like, it's the Nicole show.
Let me just handle this. Sorry. I'm sorry. I just got excited.
Scene stealer Nicole. What really scares you the most?
Well, actually, what everyone was saying is Chucky, but the other one that's super creepy, and I actually didn't watch this movie, but just the images scared me, is Pennywise, like the clown. So I can't. Yeah.
Don't ever read the book. The book is more terrifying than this.
I'm not going to do that. No.
Maddie.
Okay, this is sort of breaking the rule of it being a horror movie, but I'm going to say the Wicked Queen from Snow White because I was young when I saw it. And I'm sorry, that's freaking horrific.
Yeah.
She's like trying to kill her. Bring me her heart. Fairy tales are more horrific than horror movies.
Yeah.
And we use them for kids now. So anyway.
And that was like in 1939. Like
you
couldn't get a fairy tale written like that nowadays.
No, you could not. I actually think they block those now, to be honest. Ari, what about you?
Nicole stole my one. Pennywise the Clown. I think it's more so like my childhood memory of that is more scary than it actually is now. Because I actually saw it not so long ago, and I was like, this is ridiculous. It's still scary as hell. But I thought about it. Actually, kind of a more recent one would actually the Mothman.
Oh.
That scared the crap out of me.
From Mothman Prophecies.
Yeah, from Mothman Prophecies.
That was a terrifying movie. Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's like he was saying, you don't even really see him very much. It's more like alluded to, which is I think what kind of adds to
that's what makes it way more terrifying.
Yeah, and also Candyman from when I was young.
Me too. I can't even see him in other shows. His voice. Oh my god! Oh.
He was actually the actor that plays him was actually appeared at a film festival that we were at, so we saw him in real life.
Did you run screaming?
I did. He's just as scary in real life.
He is like 6'4".
Huge.
Yeah, he's massive.
Tony Todd, is that who that is?
Yeah, I think he just had his directorial debut just recently.
Oh right.
Oh.
In a movie he's also in, but I noticed. I just saw his name as a director.
When I saw that movie when I was a kid, like the bathroom that I used in our house when I was a kid had lots of mirrors.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it was like I had give myself like 30 seconds in that bathroom, and then I was out. I was like, no.
I actually still am terrified of mirrors. Like when I go, in bathrooms specifically, I have to always turn on a light. Not really so much like a horror film, but like Bloody Mary. Like I can't. I'm still a little like traumatized by that. So that's.
We're traumatizing each other right now.
Yeah. Sorry.
Can we have the loser of the game later has to go get a mirror and just say Candyman 3 times into it on the air live?
I would start crying. Eddie, how about you?
For me, I would say it would have to be. I don't know if you're how familiar you are with the John Carpenter's remake of The Thing, but the creature from that movie, which can basically perfectly imitate other people, so it's a very claustrophobic, paranoid thing where you don't know who among you is the creature and who isn't, and there's no way to tell, and that kind of paranoia in an isolated, enclosed environment. I think I saw that movie when I was like 12 years old. Really just scared me because it was like a whole nother dimension of like knowing where the monster is versus it could be your best friend and you don't realize it. So I would say that. And then if you're familiar with the movie, they eventually come up with a blood test to tell which one of them is the thing. And that blood test is so horrific, you'd almost rather just not know who the monster is than go through the blood test. And that blood test scene is just one of the most suspenseful, horrifying scenes, I think, in all movie history. So I would say the creature from The Thing remake.
Awesome. I gotta see that movie. I still haven't seen it.
You should see, even if you don't like horror movies, I would say check it out because it's more about like paranoia and psychological.
Yeah, that's why that would be okay with me. I could see that one. On Twitter, coming in live, tweets are Alistair Reevy, who is watching all the way over in Scotland, says, Ju-on scarred me enough to put me off the entire genre.
Of Japanese horror movies? That genre?
Korean,
or just
Korean
horror
or
movies?
I don't know.
I thought Ju-on was Japanese.
Oh, I think you're right.
That subgenre of horror movies are some of the most terrifying. Like The Ring is based on that. Like The Grudge is based on that. Like that sort of level of like messing with your head.
Completely.
Because when they first started making their way over here, it was like their kind of imagery and their kind of archetypal what's scary was totally new, I think, to American audiences. So stuff like in The Ring of that girl crawling out of the well in that weird like way, that was enough to freak me out. Like,
but you know the actress who did it, the American version of the thing was DeVay Chase, who's a voice. You know, Eddie and I write cartoons for a living, and DeVay Chase did the voice of Lilo for Lilo and Stitch, and I worked on the series Lilo and Stitch. So I went to a recording, and this was shortly after seeing the American version of this thing, and there's DeVay Chase in the thing, and I'm just like, don't you fucking come near me.
Because all you can see is that girl crawling out of the well.
Yes.
And it's always like,
you know, she wasn't in makeup or anything. She was just herself, and I was
like, just make sure.
Yes, that's just like.
And it's always with the hair. It's always with the hair in front of their face. Like.
Ooh, scary. From earlier in the week on Facebook, Michael Sacco Gibson says Purple Man. I don't know what that is.
Purple Man.
I don't know. I was hoping someone would know. Paul Renshaw says Cthulhu.
Cthulhu?
Yeah.
Classic.
Very classic. And Casey Tiller on Twitter said the Creeper from Jeepers Creepers, Sam from Trick or Treat, or the creepy boy from The Grudge, not the real villain, but still. And Carlos Ramirez says Leatherface.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
And coming in live, Amy Hoff says, not a villain, but the original Haunting is her favorite horror film.
Yeah.
No specific villain. I think that's why it works.
Yeah.
Cool.
For sure.
We had an interesting discussion just in discussing this too amongst ourselves of like what constitutes a villain, because like Hannibal Lecter, which is a great villainous character.
This is the kind of thing we argue about.
But technically isn't the villain of the movie.
He's not the villain of the movie.
He's definitely not the main antagonist of that movie.
Yeah.
He's a villainous character.
But he's not scary as not the villain. Or
He
he's
is
more
scary.
scary
No,
as
he
not
is
the
scary.
villain than
He
when
is
he is
scary.
the villain.
He's actually really
is what I
scary.
meant to say.
Yeah.
I actually, they had that on TV last night, so I watched it again, and I reminded like that's such an amazing movie. I'm like, oh my god, it must be like one of the most amazing performances like that's ever been given by him.
Yeah, and the whole movie is great. Like everyone, like Jodie Foster's amazing. Like talk about like great lead female characters.
Yeah.
Like I almost think that gets overlooked as like Jodie Foster in that movie is amazing. Like one of the best like lead female characters in that kind of movie that I've ever seen because they're not afraid to show her be vulnerable or show her like she's great.
Yeah. Not to give anything away, but that last scene where the night vision goggles and she's walking around with, that's amazing. That's such a great.
I forgot all about that scene until last night. I was like, oh my god, this is so like suspenseful and crazy.
Yeah, it's great. Like at the risk of giving too much away, even that mislead that feels kind of cheap where they're ringing on the doorbell and you think they're at the right house, and then Jodie Foster opens the door and you realize she's all alone with the killer in that instant is just some incredible filmmaking. Like.
To be fair, I mean, that movie was released how many years ago? People should have seen it by now, so we could probably give it spoilers.
92?
91.
Yeah.
I think that's right. It was
20,
the same
23
year
years,
as
it's
Beauty
so
and the
good.
Beast. I remember because they were both up for Best Picture.
Yeah.
Beauty and the Beast and Hannibal Lecter.
And Silence
of the
Lambs.
Yeah.
And
That's
Silence
amazing.
Jog on.
Silence
That
of the
is
Lambs
ridiculous.
swept everything.
But I remember there was like the talk was like, why is it two beasts are like what gets people excited to give Oscars? It's like, well, I guess.
Because it makes for riveting storytelling.
And my memory is what made Hannibal Lecter really scary wasn't the fact that he was a cannibal. That was almost the mislead. The thing that really made him scary was that he was a psychiatrist. So that like the cannibal was almost like the smoke and mirrors, but what was really scary was he was a psychiatrist. So you felt like he could look through you and he could look into Starling and like see her secrets and stuff. That's what was scary about it.
Absolutely. All right, cool. So thank you guys for tweeting in live, or if you tweeted in earlier in the week, we appreciate it. You can keep tweeting in if you're watching in post what your favorite, what horror villain scares you the most. All right, let's talk more to our guest here. So they're from the new movie Blood Punch. We have with us director Madeline Paxson. Hey, Maddie.
Hello. Glad to be here.
Awesome. We have writer Eddie Gazalian.
Hello, thank you so much for having me.
And one of the lead actors, he plays Russell, Ari Boyland.
Hello. That is me.
All right. It is you. Thanks, guys, for being here. Eddie, you want to tell people a little bit about the movie?
Sure. Blood Punch is a pretty weird, twisted movie. It's about three characters who go to an isolated cabin to cook up a monster batch of crystal meth that's going to be kind of the thing they retire on and get rich quick on. And once they're there, they suddenly find that the story starts taking a lot of very weird supernatural twists that kind of lead them into a cycle of carnage and violence that they can't escape and that appears to have no end. And that's essentially the movie.
That was well done.
Thank you. I've been practicing. I've been practicing a long
And you
time.
wanted me to say that. No, I would not have come up with something that articulate.
But it's one of those movies that's like maybe better to not give too much away. So if that sounds interesting to you, if you check out the trailer online, you want to see it, give it a try. But yeah, it's almost better to know less.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. We all, the three of us, they were kind enough to give us a screener in advance, so the three of us watch it, and we also agree you don't want to know too much going in to the movie, or it'll just be ruined for you. So that was an excellent description. We were talking about how off the air how hard it is to kind of describe actually that movie without giving too much away. So well done.
Thank you.
I believe the term mindfuck was used. I'll get it out of the way. I'll say it.
Use that here. Yeah, you're fine using it on our show.
Yeah.
No, it's true. I guess for the back of the DVD, like that was a no-no. But on this show, yeah, it's a hell of a mind fuck of a movie. That's what I just should have said. The end.
Period.
But do yourself a favor, if you're going to watch Blood Punch, do not go searching for the trailer. Don't Google it. Just go find a way to watch it legally, and just enjoy it. Don't give yourself any hints. Just
If you need to watch a trailer, search on YouTube for the one that says "Play Me." That's sort of our official trailer. That one is good enough. That doesn't give away too many spoilers. That's like a nice little peek. Don't watch any of the other trailers. Just the Play Me trailer on YouTube.
Awesome. So, Maddie, so obviously I know you have a ton of writing credits. Now, if IMDb is correct, is this your first directing movie?
Yes, my first. Yes, that's my first directing credit officially.
Awesome. So, can you talk a little bit about that, going in as a first-time director?
Well, my background is in writing, primarily children's cartoons. So it was a bit of a leap. But I went to film school, and I always wanted to kind of be a director. I love that. Like, you know, the directing side of it looked exciting, but to be honest, as a lifestyle choice, I also love writing. So I stuck to writing for years, and I ended up writing cartoons, as luck would have it. But I guess working in cartoons for a long time kind of messes with your head, and you have to...
Clearly, there were some issues that needed to be worked out.
Because Eddie, who wrote it, is also a cartoon writer.
Yeah, that's if you look at my IMDb credits, it's also just nothing but
the Tigger movie.
Winnie the Pooh and stuff. And people think it's kind of weird, but if you spend a couple years in the 100-acre wood writing that stuff, it makes perfect sense that you would need some kind of outlet to get some aggressions and things worked out.
Yeah, we did it. Yeah. But really, what really happened was, and oddly, all goes back to Power Rangers. Because Eddie was hired to do season 17 of Power Rangers, which was RPM, which was produced by Disney at the time, and we met at Disney. In fact, technically, all of us met at Disney.
Yeah, we
did. Think about it.
Disney, yeah.
And that's when we met Ari, Nilo Cawthorne, and Olivia Tennant, the 3 leads of our movie, and Adelaide Kane, who's also in the film. They were all Power Rangers, basically. Ari was a Blue Ranger that season. And we were just so blown away by the acting. Disney had essentially said, you know, because it cast out of New Zealand, you may have noticed Ari has an accent.
I speak funny.
It's cute. You know, let's give
not
you
funny. It's not
something. They said, we've auditioned that whole country, because it's a small country, right? You're not going to find any actors, just make sure they look good on the poster.
Aww.
But it turns out the acting talent there is actually amazing.
Yeah, we were really surprised at how great the actors were, and it seemed like the entire time we were doing the show, it just seemed like, wow, it's such a waste just having them shake their fists at these fake Japanese rubber monsters. And we started just sort of plotting how, you know, when this is done, we'd love to do a movie, like once we knew them and had worked with them, like we basically wrote Blood Punch specifically for these actors because we were so inspired by them and how good they were, and did kind of feel like, yeah, their talents are getting a little bit wasted on just Power Rangers. So
because they were also working on kids' TV and soap operas and stuff like that, as were we. And we just essentially wanted to, let's put on a show together, guys, and let's make a movie, and let's make it completely different from what we typically do, right? So this is where we ended up.
That's great.
In this mindfuck.
On this couch.
Yeah, talk about a mindfuck. It is just like children's TV writers and Power Ranger actors come together to do the next chapter in horror.
Oh my God, that needs to be your tagline.
We would always joke about this because horror movies are so much in their marketing nowadays based on, like, from the producer of Paranormal Activity or from the people that brought you Saw. Like, we've always wanted to do a trailer that was like from the writer of the Tigger movie and Little Mermaid 2, Return to the Sea. Comes the next chapter in modern horror.
It's great.
Oh my God, can you please do that just for us?
Just once.
Yeah, it's great.
So Ari, what did you, when they came to you, I guess with the script, what did you think? What was your...
I had to read it twice to figure out what was going on. But I could tell straight away just from the writing that it was going to be amazing. And like that as an actor, that never ever happens. Somebody is like, "Hey, would you like to do this film?" It's like, could you ask a more stupid question?
Yeah.
Of course I'd like to do this film, and to actually have it written for you. It was an opportunity that just kind of never ever gets. Well, hopefully one day will become possible, but no, right, absolutely not. But yeah, I knew straight away after reading the script that it was going to be phenomenal. So I was just excited to get over it. It was really amazing to kind of be a part of the process right from the beginning, because Eddie sent the script over to us, and then we read it, and then probably 6 months later we came over and shot test footage.
Yeah.
So that was in 2011. Was it 2011? 2010? No, 2010.
Was it?
Right, 2010 we shot.
Yeah.
2011.
2011 we shot the film.
At the end of 2011.
Yeah, it takes a long, when you're doing an independent horror movie, it takes a long time to get together. Like the years start slipping by and you realize that like you've been doing this for five years.
Still doing this.
What am I doing with my life?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so it was great to be a part of it. It was awesome. It was an amazing
Very
experience.
cool.
And having worked with everybody before, it really made a very smooth transition into shooting this and to be able to work together creatively. It was awesome.
Did you guys shoot in California? Was that your?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, there's a place called Idlewild, California, which is like if you head towards Palm Springs.
It's
You don't take
amazing.
it.
I've been there. It's
Have you been there?
absolutely yeah.
That's where we shot most of the movie.
It's
and
weird though
it's a
because there's
weird
nothing
town.
there's nothing there to, like
There
mountain
is.
towns. You go go
Right.
like kayaking or you go like river rafting or
Yeah.
you go
There-
skiing.
So it's this little mountain resort town, but there's no skiing. There's no lake. There's no lake or anything for like boating, like Lake
There's
Arrowhead.
nothing to do there.
There's no
Yeah.
police on the mountain. There are no cops on the mountain. There's
Which-
one
which
dude
works
that's
to
kind
our
of drunk
advantage.
all the time.
Which for us came in handy.
Interesting. So next time I need to shoot one of my horror films, I need to look at where.
I don't have California.
Okay.
Absolutely. Because the other thing is, because there's not much to do there, you can rent property pretty cheap. Like we could rent the cabin that we needed, or actually, I mean, we ended up shooting kind of in two cabins, one for the interior, one for the exterior, more. Like you can get those properties for like weeks at a time for pretty cheap in the off season.
And it's
Like,
actually kind of weird because Idlewild once upon a time was like a celebrity holiday place. Like the Rat Pack had places up there, and like it's got this weird kind of history of Hollywood up there. So if there's people coming in to shoot films or anything like that, people are very welcoming and open about it because it just kind of has this history, and there's people in the woodworks that you wouldn't expect to be up there.
it's a weird place. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they were great. It was great for us. Yeah. And then we shot just outside Death Valley. And then we shot in an old hospital that's used for a ton of like horror movies
What was-
here.
what was it?
Linda Vista.
It's called Linda
Linda
Vista
Vista.
in Boyle Heights.
But
in
the
Austin.
furnace, was that Jason? Or was that-
The rumor is that furnace room was used to shoot in the original Nightmare on Elm Street. That
Yeah.
furnace was the original
Oh.
Freddy furnace.
Yeah.
But it's hard to tell. Like there's so many rumors about what was shot there.
Yeah.
It starts to be hard to tell which of it is true
Yeah.
and which of it has kind of become an
And
urban legend.
along with the rumors of that place is that it's also incredibly haunted.
That's
And
cool. I
Somebody-
tried desperately to find any haunted thing I could.
I
They're
think
like,
it's
go
haunted.
down
Well,
to, it's just like down.
it's haunted with heroin addicts, like across. I mean, like across the street.
yeah.
Do you remember like Rose MacGyver tried to go jogging across the street because she
Yeah,
just didn't
yeah,
know
well,
any better? And
because
then-
it's
Oh yeah, no, that was a
it's
bad
not the
name.
great name. That's
No,
the name.
bad.
Let me.
we're going. I'm sorry. We're going into more real world horror.
Yeah. Usual horror.
Yeah,
Let me share
blonde,
some
blonde
tweets.
white foreigner goes running in Boyle Heights or wherever.
Let
it
me
was.
share some tweets that are coming in. Ryan Ward says RPM has been one of the best recent Ranger series. Loved it. So there you go.
Shout out, yes.
Big time.
Here.
Amy Hoff said, I would watch any horror film that opened with, quote, from the writer of X cartoon, quote, immediately, you should do that.
Yes.
So she also wants to see that trailer.
I feel like the challenge has been thrown down. I'm gonna cut it together, and I'm gonna make it super serious, like one of the Insidious trailers, where it's
Yes.
Like have that voice, like the
Yeah.
deep male voice that everyone has for the announcer. Have that dude.
and the letters, the letters have to kind of flicker,
Yes.
not be quite right, like.
Yeah.
Oh, please do. We will share that all. We should
Yeah.
actually, we'll do it on our next trailer segment next time we do it.
We could rip it apart in your next draft. Yeah.
So before we got some geeky games coming up, folks. If you're watching Geeky Movie Mashup, we are going to do trailer trash. We have some more Power Rangers news. Interestingly enough, they happen to be in the news this week, and Batman news as well. Before we move on from these guys, though, so I just want to let you know. So I saw on IMDb as well, Maddie and Eddie. You guys both wrote a couple episodes of one of my favorite anime shows ever, and that's Kim Possible. So I think that's just awesome.
Oh yeah,
I love that show.
We love working on Kim Possible. So like two of our really good friends, Bob Schooley and Mark McCorkle, were the creators of that show. And so I worked as a story editor on one season, and we both wrote a bunch of episodes. That show was just a blast. Everyone who worked on it was great. It's one of those shows where it was every bit as fun working on it as it is to watch it.
Yeah.
Like that spirit really kind of came through in the show. So that's always been one of our favorites.
Yeah,
that
I
we
mean,
worked
it sounds like I'm kind of saying, gosh, I had to get away from writing cartoons by doing this. But I actually really love it. So as a day job, it doesn't get much better.
And we were such Buffy fans that a lot of it seemed to kind of allow us to channel some of our Buffy love into that character and her
Can't
thing.
speak for yourself. I'm not.
This is the Sunnydale High t-shirt wearing woman.
This is great. You don't even understand how amazing you guys are, because like I love Power Rangers. Tanya is like the biggest Buffy like lover ever, and Jeff is always gushing about Kim Possible. You don't even understand. Like,
Yeah, like you made us all so happy right now. We're like, just keep talking.
We noticed that a lot of people still have, like, as their ringtone, the Kim Possible thing.
Yeah,
So
I heard that.
we'll be out in
months
restaurants
ago.
and just hear a doo-doo-doo-doo, and we'll just be like, what's that?
It's like, wait a minute.
Like, they
it's
still
like,
have
call me,
this-
beep me.
Because I think,
Does anybody beep anymore?
well,
Does
at the
that
time
exist
Kim Possible came out, there were cell phones, but there weren't those, like, ringtones by
No,
design
that's true.
had not really caught on yet. So it wasn't until later that people started adopting those as their personal ringtones. But like, I just remember being out in public and hearing it, and you really would be like, who was that? I wonder who that was.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's
All right, so before we get on to our games and stuff, we're going to have a quick word from our sponsor.
Yes, this episode of Super Geeked Up is brought to you by Trek Fan, the world's fastest growing Star Trek fan club. And for Super Geeked Up viewers in the United States, all new Trek Fan members will receive a cool Trek gift in the mail. Trek Fan membership is always free. Join the adventure at trekfan.org.
All right, trekfan.org. Check it out.
Woo.
Yeah. So we are going to take, if you're watching the recorded version, we're going to take a quick commercial break right now. We'll be right back in a second to play Geeky Movie Mashup. See you in a second.
Do. Welcome back from commercial break. You're watching Super Geeked Up. We are here with the gang from Blood Punch the movie, and we are about to play Geeky Movie Mashup. Tanya.
We sure are. I love your news song. So, Geeky Movie Mashup. Nicole and I have mashed up different movie plots and log lines, and we're going to divide everyone into teams, and people have to guess what two movies we are describing to get a point. There was some discussion before the show whether or not we were going to put money on this game, but I feel as though, what were we saying that we could do instead? Oh yeah, go and scare people with our horror villains if you lose. That's what it was.
Yeah. Or someone has to do the Candyman into the mirror.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah. No, I can't do that.
Well, you better bring your A game then.
Thank God I'm one of the game masters, and I would cry. So our teams are Ari and Eddie, and Maddie and Jeff.
Yeah.
All right.
Any questions on how the game goes? You just literally have to guess what two movies we're describing.
Do we have to buzz in, or do we just shout it out?
So it's not, I don't have to describe it to Eddie, it's you guys.
No, we've already got it.
We're describing it like for example, like your team one. Like I would describe it to team one, and so team one would guess that round.
I
and then
see.
Tanya would
Gotcha.
guess. Like we will go back and forth.
Okay.
Excellent.
Okay. We got you.
Okay, cool. So I guess I can just do the first one if you want.
Do it. Who wants to
Okay.
go first?
Yeah, who do we want to do? Ari and Eddie?
Yeah,
Sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Here we go. A hotshot pilot attends naval flight school where his reckless behavior puts him at odds with a tap dancing penguin.
What?
Okay, I'm gonna buzz in and say is it Top Gun meets Mary Poppins?
You got the first part right.
No, it's Top Gun meets Happy Feet.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay, I just
Get it?
I just got the game. We're good to go. That wasn't a practice. We still get that point.
Well, then we get a guess first.
Yeah, we get a second guess too. That
That's
Okay.
right. Actually, to be fair, and you'll now get one. So if you don't get this one right away, you get a second guess. Does that make it even?
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Is everyone too young to even know what I'm talking about with the Mary Poppins?
No, we get it. Mary Poppins.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to
I
make sure.
just forgot that was in Mary Poppins, so that's my bad. I forgot about that part.
No. It's up to the judges.
But really.
Oh, and if you're watching live, folks, please play along. Guess on Twitter at SuperGeeked #SGU. Oh, and
Okay.
Brett De Silva at Geek_Happening says most adorable return from commercial ever to Nicole.
Actually. Complete with a little dance.
Yes.
Okay. So Jeff and Matt, you ready?
Yeah.
And just remember, if you don't get it right away, you only get half. You do get one free second guess.
Cool.
And Maddie, we can discuss first too before we get right.
You can talk to each other first.
Oh, you can confer. Okay. Good.
You can confer, absolutely. All right. After moving into a suburban home, a family is terrorized by a nightly demonic presence. Only being able to find evidence of the occurrence by setting up cameras, they find the only way to calm the presence is to drive up and down the main town strip with their friends in classic cars.
Well, Paranormal Activity.
Okay, so, yeah, that's one of them.
And driving up and down the main strip in classic cars is Grease, I'm going to say. No. American Graffiti.
Confer with your team.
You're right.
American Graffiti.
Oh, good job.
Right.
Good job.
Nice. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
The gauntlet's been thrown down.
All right.
Right.
Well, now
I
that
wasn't sure if anyone would get American Graffiti,
That was tough.
but
That
that's
was-
awesome.
So Tanya, you want to do the next one for Team 1?
Yes. A day in the life of two convenience store workers where they discuss movies and annoy customers is interrupted when a busker from Dublin comes in and tells them about his musical love story with a young mother.
Yeah. Go ahead. I think we got it. I think we.
Clerk and Once.
Yeah.
I would never have figured out the title of the one. So I'm going
of the busker movie.
Anywhere. It's like it's a
Sometime.
one-word thing too, but nowhere, something like that.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. Okay, so for Jeff and Maddie, here we go. A bow and arrow wielding badass volunteers to be the leading lady in a movie and travels with the producer and crew to the mysterious Skull Island.
Badass. Could you say the first part again?
Say the whole thing again, please.
Yeah, sure, I'll read the whole thing in. A bow and arrow wielding badass volunteers to be the leading lady in a movie and travels with the producer and crew to the mysterious Skull Island.
We're standing by, ready to steal, in case they can't get it. By the way, just.
All right, settle down.
Well, yeah, because I was like,
So,
okay,
Maddie, I'm thinking
Hunger Games
Hunger
first,
Games,
but
okay.
then to be in a movie, she's not in a movie.
But no, that's the other. I think that's the other one. Oh, wait, is it Hunger Games for one of them?
Hunger Games is the first one.
Okay, so we got to get the Skull Island. What's the Skull Island one? Do you know?
I should know. Is it the Phantom? Why are you laughing at me? We're gonna fight after this.
I didn't say a word, but we are Team Ari and Eddie are standing by, ready to steal.
Nicole,
Ready to
is
steal.
it the Phantom, Nicole?
No.
Wait, we can get
You get one
Masters of the
you get
Universe.
one free second guess.
we get a free second guess though.
Free second guess. Okay.
It's a movie producers going to Skull Island. Is that what you said?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
God damn it! What is that? Oh! It's King Kong.
Oh, you got it.
Nice. Pull that out of the fire.
Yeah.
We get a lot of trick-or-treaters here, and we had a little Katniss yesterday. It was really
Oh, that's cute.
Oh my god.
Last
cool.
night I got 0 trick-or-treaters. So
How many Elsas did you get?
How many what?
Elsa.
I don't think we got any.
What?
But we got
No.
weirdly 3 Maleficents. I don't know.
Oh.
Was the
Yeah.
costume suddenly out, like a new version of that for little kids? I don't know.
I saw no less than 47 Elsas yesterday.
I mean, you would think, because it's you can't get away from it.
No.
But
Yeah.
all right, sorry.
On Twitter, by the way, Ryan Ward got both those, Hunger Games and King Kong. Good job, Ryan.
I made
I
them a
thought-
little tough this time.
No, you guys definitely made them tougher. It's a challenge.
Yeah. I like it.
So,
So-
Nicole, you're going back to Team 1, right?
Team 1. Okay. A cowboy gets jealous when a spaceman becomes the favorite, and a heartbroken crooner must win over the love of his life before she marries someone else.
Holy balls.
Whoa! I'm suddenly thrown. Can you repeat, please?
Yeah, I can repeat
I'm not sure.
it.
I'm not sure I recognize
Cowboy.
either of those movies.
Well, that's funny that you don't recognize the first one. but-
No kidding.
Well, all right, let me hear it again.
A cowboy gets jealous when a spaceman becomes the favorite, and a heartbroken crooner must win over the love of his life before she marries someone else.
Okay, here we go. So it's Toy Story is the 1st one.
What is it?
Dear God! Wow.
Toy
Wow.
Story is the first one, but then it's the crooner.
The crooner wouldn't.
Can you
A
repeat the
crooner. Yeah.
crooner?
Do you know what a crooner is? Maybe.
Yeah.
Yes, no, we definitely do. So, okay, repeat the second one.
I'm like, am I using words that people don't know? I don't know.
All right, repeat the second one one
sure.
more time, because
Yeah.
now I've wrapped my mind around the first. For some reason, honestly, my mind just went to Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah, so did me. I did
Me
too.
too.
That made it difficult for me to find Toy Story in there. But now I see Toy Story. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Ricky.
Okay, the second part is a heartbroken crooner must win over the love of his life before she marries someone else.
Heartbroken crooner.
Heartbroken
It's
crooner.
got to be older.
Heartbroken crooner.
Yeah,
Must
before
win
she
over the
marries.
love of his life before she marries somebody else.
Is it a
This
Frank
is a very
Sinatra movie?
hard description, I think. What?
Is it a Frank Sinatra movie?
Well, Frank Sinatra definitely a crooner. I'm trying to think of singers
It's hard.
winning over the love.
The wedding singer.
Let's. Oh
Yeah,
well.
that's
Is
right.
that a
Crooner.
Toy Story meets the wedding singer?
Yes, that is
Wow,
right.
nice.
Nice. Way to go, guys.
Nice.
Wow.
I
We
just
went a long way
I just
from
remember the
Brokeback
airplane
Mountain.
scene.
We went a long way from Brokeback Mountain to
I'll
that.
give you medicine to me.
Yes, I would have never gotten. I would have
That was
never gotten.
awesome.
Amy,
Guys,
When
Amy,
Adam Sandler was actually good.
Amy Hoff on Twitter says we all thought Brokeback Mountain first too. All right, so I think that was.
That was
You're
good.
the
I'm
cowboy.
glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad. Well, yeah.
Okay, and
Automatically.
the longest answer in the world goes to Team One.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The longest deliberation.
Yeah. That took us longer
Yeah.
than working
I'm
out
glad
like the
you guys
theory of
got it,
relativity.
Yeah.
I really
Good.
think the Toy Story thing was brilliant on both parts. Like the description that doesn't give too much away, but does like tell you everything,
Yeah.
and that you guessed it.
My mind was so far off. I was like, Brokeback Mountain
Because
meets
you're
Cowboys versus Aliens.
Well,
like,
yeah, that's the thing. You
like, I was
automatically go to live
completely
action
gone, like-
for some
Yeah.
reason. Like,
Well
oh,
done.
Wait a minute.
But I mean, that's how you would describe Toy Story. I mean,
Yeah.
really,
Especially the first one. That's amazing.
That's the emotional core of the story you're describing.
Yes.
All right, Team 2, are you ready?
Yep.
Okay. 3 film students go missing after traveling into the woods to make a documentary about a local supernatural legend. Their terrifying story serves to inspire a small-time boxer who takes a once-in-a-lifetime chance to fight the heavyweight champ.
All right, Maddie. So I think it's Blair Witch and Rocky.
Blair Witch Project.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just heard myself, and now I
Yeah.
did
Um,
again.
Well, there's a little feedback.
And you said Rocky, Jeff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
Oh, nice.
Smooth.
Yeah.
Smooth guy.
Those types of movies are almost generic enough that I wonder if we could come up with another one that meets the criteria. That's
Probably.
just like students out in the woods getting killed and a boxer having a one-time chance at something. It's like Southpaw meets Wrong Turn, or
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So let's see. It's Nicole. You have one for us now. Is that?
Tanya's going back, I think,
Yeah.
Oh,
right?
that's right. Tanya's going back to Team 1, right?
A vengeful Australian policeman sets out to avenge the lives of his partner, wife, and children while hiding from a bloodthirsty zombies in a farmhouse.
okay. I think it's Mad Max.
Oh yeah, right.
Maybe it was like probably the original Night of the Living Dead. I mean, that's the
Probably.
classic farmhouse.
I was gonna say that second one could be
Could be a
any
couple.
number of zombie movies, but
Okay, I think we're gonna go with Mad Max meets Night of the Living Dead.
Sure. I will.
Yes.
Cool. Nice.
I got it.
Excellent.
Wait, whose team was that?
One.
Amy and Eddie? Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, so this is for Team 2. A young man accidentally marries a cadaver and is dragged to the land of the dead, where summer lovers are unexpectedly reunited at school.
All
well,
right.
the second one is Grease,
Yep.
which I had accidentally guessed when it was American Graffiti
Exactly.
because of the cars. What's the first one?
Okay.
Any idea?
You want me to read it again?
Yeah, go ahead and read it again.
A young man accidentally marries a cadaver and is dragged to the land of the dead.
Is it Corpse Bride?
Yeah, you got it.
All right.
That was tough. You guys got it.
What do we got? One more each for each
One
team?
more each.
Yeah.
So I'll do this.
You're going for a perfect game.
Yeah.
And right now you guys are tied, so
Yeah.
All right. This
This
is
is it.
for Team
For the-
1. Here we go. A plant shop assistant discovers a carnivorous plant that eats a dead couple who are trying to haunt the new owners out of their house with the help of a spirit.
All right.
Little Shop of Horrors and Beetlejuice.
Wow, yes,
Nice.
got that. Nice.
Like not even a pause.
I know, you got that. Sweet.
All right, Maddie, we gotta tie it up here.
5 friends travel to a cabin in the woods to wake up in a locked room to find a dead body in between them and have to follow a serial killer's instructions to get out. While playing his twisted game, they unknowingly release flesh-possessing demons into the world.
Well, we have Saw
Mm-hmm.
and unknowingly release flesh demons into the world.
Flesh-possessing demons.
Say it again?
The whole thing?
Second part.
Yeah.
The second part is what we need, right?
Yes.
I'm going to read the whole thing to you because I think that'll help you more.
Okay.
5 friends travel to a cabin in the woods to wake up in a locked room to find a dead body in between them and have to follow a serial killer's instructions to get out. While playing his twisted game, they unknowingly release flesh-possessing demons into the world.
I mean, is it Evil Dead?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good job.
Nice, you
See,
guys.
that was confusing because it started out Evil Dead, went Saw.
Yeah,
and back
I
to
know.
Evil Dead.
I know,
I was
that's
thinking,
why I was like, I think I'm going to read the whole thing
Yeah,
to
she
you
got
guys
it.
I thought it
again.
might have been.
Try the
thought
trick.
it might have been Cabin in the Woods, but then
Well,
I thought you
it's
wouldn't
like a
have.
I know,
triple
but
mashup.
You wouldn't have put that in the question.
Yeah, well, and then I had to put in the flesh-possessing demons to make it not Cabin in the Woods because I don't think they got to the possessing part in Cabin in the Woods. So that's why I had to do that part. Anyway.
You guys did
Ryan,
really good.
yeah, Ryan Ward and Anthony Davis, they're all tweeting in. They're getting the right answers. Good job, guys. Thank you for playing a lot. So it's a tie, right? Tie.
Total tie.
Yeah, you
All
guys
right, good job,
tied.
everybody.
No one has to go do Candyman.
Well, we all have to do
Then
it.
we need a tiebreaker.
We all win, but we all
To
lose.
flip a coin.
Great. And we made these hard, so I'm really glad you guys got
They
them.
were good.
We
Although
came to
on,
play. We came to play.
If you're watching on Twitter, feel free to send in a mashup right now, and maybe I'll read it out, and we can see do a little tiebreaker whoever gets it.
Yeah.
Oh.
So-
Just a continual.
Yeah. So tweet in at Super Geeked Up hashtag SU you guys if you got a good mashup there of 2 movies.
That
Also
fits in
what-
140 characters or less.
All someone has to do to stump us is throw in Purple Man, though. I still don't know. What that is. Like, I gotta Google that right now.
A villain obsessed with colors. All right, so it is time for Geeky News.
Mhm.
Thank you. I was waiting for the theme song. Thank you very much.
Yes, no problem.
Okay, so first news up is solo Batman movie in the works apparently. After I don't know what you're doing, Tanya. You're looking at me. Your motions you're doing, but I'm going to continue.
He has solo movies. How is this news?
Oh, all right. No, okay. It's a new solo movie after Batman versus Superman and all that junk, you know.
Oh,
and-
so with Ben Affleck?
Yeah. So according to this article, which is on Collider, supposedly Affleck is directing it. If that's true, that would be amazing because I think he's a phenomenal director. I don't know, but anyway. So it's supposed to be using one of actually my favorite storylines from when I was a kid reading comics, which was called A Death in the Family. And that was when the Joker blew up Robin, basically. And this was the Jason Todd, the second Robin, after Dick Grayson. And then I remember this. DC actually let the fans vote if Robin was going to live or die. And they voted to kill him. And so he died. Yeah. And that's how the second Robin died because the fans did not want him around. And
those were in the days when there was like, it wasn't like you could vote on the internet. It was like a 1-900
yeah, exactly.
number that cost like $1.50 every vote or something.
So you had to pay to vote to kill Robin? That's how bad that they wanted to kill the guy?
That's how most
Absolutely,
they-
absolutely,
Wow.
absolutely.
So yeah, and then of course like 10 years later, or 20 years later actually, more I think in the mid 2000s they brought him back. He's not really dead, of course, haha. But whatever. And then he became under the Red Hood, who was really pissed off at Batman for letting him die. So, but anyway, they're going to use I guess those two, Under the Hood and the Death of the Family storyline supposedly for this movie, which I actually think could be really cool. because that could be actually a very obviously dramatic thing. So it actually goes along with the whole more dark tone. Obviously, they've been taking Batman and the whole seems like DC storyline in the movie verse anyway. So anyway, I don't know. I think that could be cool, particularly if Ben Affleck directs it. I think that would be really awesome. I don't know, any other thoughts?
I think it's great, like if they do that storyline, but I'm kind of like, why don't we just choose a new character to do a movie on?
Thank you.
Well, yes, that would be great. But Batman is like the people's favorite comic book character of all time, pretty much. So
We got like 6 Batmans trick-or-treating at our door last night. That's probably why.
It's true.
That's
yeah,
why.
we did. But I mean, think about it. You're going to run right into killing off the second Robin when we haven't really ever seen the first Robin in this kind of new dark version.
It is funny.
More dark version.
I just brought that up, Maddie. I'm glad you brought that up. They said actually, so the first Robin is Dick Grayson, and then he becomes Nightwing when he.
Damn right, that's the first fucking Robin, Dick Grayson.
Well, Maddie's passionate about it.
You hit a nerve.
I agree, Maddie. That's the best Robin, obviously. But here's the thing. They said Nightwing is actually going to be in these movies. So apparently he's already Nightwing in this movie.
But
first.
Jesus, that is a stretch. We're suddenly leaping to.
And you're skipping over the
Robin
best part
isn't Robin.
of
He's
the
now
Robins.
Nightwing, and.
So are they doing that just so they can kill off the other Robin, like just so they can give?
I don't know, or maybe I think people always dug Dick Grayson more. Or a lot of people, comic fans, like him more as Nightwing. So I think maybe they just think that's such a
Well, he's
character.
better as Nightwing. He is. I mean.
In one of the recent movies, didn't they insinuated about the circus family.
Oh no, I think you're thinking of Gotham.
Oh yeah,
The
right.
TV
Gotcha.
series
Yes.
Gotham.
Right.
This is where sometimes those cinematic universes start to get so complicated.
Yeah.
Like it does start to feel like after a while with
They
Marvel,
collapse
the
into
Marvel
their
universe,
own weight.
it starts to feel like homework. Like the weight of this sort of like the history of everything, like it starts to feel more like work in a way that it never did reading comics. But
Right.
I don't know.
But yeah, how are we going to suddenly introduce? Okay, he's just a different character. We'll skip over his Robin persona, Dick Grayson's Robin persona, go right to Nightwing, and introduce a different Robin, and kill him so we could have personal tragedy. Because that's new in Batman.
Well, the thing that worries me about it is it does sound like they're going to introduce this character just for the sole reason of killing him so Batman can be pissed off about something. So it's like you're inevitably kind of going to have a character
Yeah, he's pretty much pissed off about everything. Actually, he doesn't really need another reason.
Yeah, or it feels like maybe they need to give him a new, because he's already starting off like brooding and pissed off. They need to keep amping it up, but it does seem like, so you're going to put a character on screen for like 10 or 15 minutes and have one scene where he's petting a puppy so you like him, and then just kill him off just to make Batman like bad. Like that would be my concern. Like it's like I don't know if it's going to have a lot of meaning if you don't know who this character is or care. But
Teen Titans movie. That's what I say.
Wow, that'd be cool, man.
Why isn't there one? I mean, there was a good series, but
Yeah, a few different series.
I always assume there's rights issues somewhere with it. Are they all just strictly DC?
Who knows?
Like
I wouldn't be surprised if they have one. Maybe they might do one in the future down the road.
I'd be
I mean,
more
maybe it's
surprised.
just
I'd be more
not as
surprised
not
if they
as
didn't.
iconic
I'd
as-
be more surprised if they didn't do one at this point.
Yeah.
hasn't been around since '39. But whatever.
Okay. Oh, Ryan Ward, by the way, has now information on us on Twitter about the Purple Man.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Let's hear it.
Oh wait, is this not correct?
no,
Nicole?
he's just saying like,
No, he sent a new tweet in. He said
Right,
the Purple
oh.
Man's real name is Dr. Zebediah Kilgrave, a fictional character from Marvel, a Marvel supervillain.
well, that's what he's
Oh.
saying is the only one that he can find, and then it is going to appear in Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
Ah.
Speaking of Jessica Jones,
Interesting side note. One of Ari's co-stars on Power Rangers RPM, also a good friend of ours that we cast, Ika Darville, is a lead in the new Netflix Marvel Jessica Jones.
Oh, that's awesome.
he was
Yeah.
he was the Red Ranger.
He was
He
the
was
Red
the Red
Ranger. He was the
Ranger.
Red Ranger on our season of Power.
Yeah, so he's gone from Power Ranger to heroin addict. So it's a nice jump.
Yeah.
He's,
That happened.
he's keeping
Fictional heroin addict. I think there are many people-
tonally, we're working in the same fields.
Yeah, great. You guys are great. This is cool.
Many actors probably went from Power Ranger actors to heroin addicts, but real life.
yeah.
You have to distinguish. He's playing a heroin addict.
Yeah.
Well, that's a great segue, right, Nicole, to our next news item.
Oh, okay. This is a perfect segue because there's actually Like, Jeff, okay, I'm sorry. I just really like Power Rangers, and I've always wanted to be the Yellow Ranger, and so, like, you don't even understand how this news just made my day. So, first of all, I'm going to start with the Netflix series, because, so they're doing a Netflix series that's supposed to debut in 2017. This is the news that I like the best. Jeff, you're going to shake your head. They're still casting for the Yellow Ranger. Ha!
Nicole, don't take
I can be the
favoritism.
Yellow Ranger. My dreams are going to be fulfilled.
Everybody's got to have a dream.
That has
Everybody's
been my
got to
dream.
have a dream.
I don't know any martial arts, but I've always dreamt to be the Yellow
Trust
Ranger.
me, they didn't either.
Oh,
They had to go. Well, he knew acrobatics for real. He was an
Okay.
acrobat, but the others didn't know shit.
Did
They
you
all
ever
had to
did you ever watch RPM?
I haven't. No, but I want to now. I'm excited. I haven't seen it yet, but I really do want to see it.
I happen to have. I don't know if I should be saying. Well, yeah, no.
It's too late now.
Fuck it.
Uh-oh.
I happen to have the yellow Power Rangers season jacket, like her character jacket.
Wow, that's
It's a leather-
awesome.
leather-
And when he says he has it, he means he has it right here.
I
Like
like I
he
have
can go
it.
get it
Yeah.
and show it to you on camera.
Go get it.
go get it. Nicole will melt down. Do it.
All right. But if you haven't seen it, but you're gonna have to watch our season to fully get it and appreciate it. The
Absolutely.
Yellow Ranger from our season was another great Kiwi actress named Rose MacGyver, who is now the lead on iZombie for the CW.
Yeah.
And I
So she
love
was-
that. That is like one of my favorite shows right now. This is great.
Oh yeah, so
Tell me
she
all
was
about
the Yellow Ranger on Power Rangers RPM with Ari.
Nice. This is great. I love it.
All right, let's do this.
Oh, you had that handy.
It was not buried.
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
So cool.
I should actually put my headphones in so I can hear what you're saying.
Nice.
So this is,
Awesome.
but this
So
is
cool.
so this is the on-screen jacket. This is not a replica.
No.
This is.
Hold
this
it, hold it up again. Yeah.
Guys, stop making me fangirl. This is like, I'm so excited.
Nicole is gonna be at your house, like stealing that
Oh,
tomorrow.
Yeah.
I won't do that. I'm not
You said
that.
for where again? You
Not
may
that-
want to not say that.
No, I will not. No. I'm not going to be stalking you. No, there's none of that. Oh my gosh. Okay, but there is another Power Rangers news. Sorry, I was really excited about that.
Oh yeah, sorry. Before you do that, on Twitter, Kate Trek 1000 says she's always wanted to be the Pink Ranger. So there you go, Nicole. You can be yellow. She can be pink.
Yes.
And she also says she was a big fan of RPM. So there you go.
Nice.
If you've seen RPM, you'll be a fan of it.
Yeah, you're missing out, Nicole. I mean, not to toot Ari's horn.
No,
but-
you're right. I'm going to go do that. I'm going to start watching RPM. Can I find it like on Netflix?
It's on
Netflix.
Netflix. Yeah, it's on
Okay,
Netflix.
that's perfect. Okay, great. And then the other piece of news, actually, so there is going to be a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie, or Power Rangers movie coming out in 2017 as well. I don't know, is it going to be like
Theatrical?
crossover kind of like with the TV show? I'm not sure about.
I don't know. For all of our Power Rangers connections, like we pretty much checked out since our season was done. Like I've not been following that closely. Like my guess is, and this is purely a speculation because of how popular that original Mighty Morphin series is. My guess is the movie's going to be trying to capitalize on that.
Yeah,
that's
that's what-
Kind of standalone.
Yeah, because I don't think people are that familiar with the later incarnations of the series that much, even like ours. But that original, like Mighty Morphin,
Yeah.
was like really a cultural phenomenon. I'm guessing they're going to have the movie connect more to that. But
Yeah. It's either the original stuff or the very, very latest stuff since Saban got it back. Because they've reinvigorated it.
But that's purely a guess. I don't know. I don't have any inside information. I don't know anything.
Work on it. No, I'm kidding.
On,
Don't get the information. No, I was kidding.
On Twitter, Kate at Trek 1000 also says Nicole might not stalk you, but I will.
I'm always looking for a new stalker.
Oh no, so you've had them before.
No, I haven't.
Okay.
Yeah, be careful what you wish for.
Yeah, no.
Don't put that out there.
New.
No, I don't think any of our fans would do that though, for reals. Maybe online, maybe they'll like tweet you and fun stuff like that, but not like legitimately.
Yeah, I'm down with that. Just waiting outside my bedroom window.
All right, so there's Power Rangers.
On that note, let's move on.
Hang on. So there's this other little movie called Star Wars coming out soon. I don't know if anyone's heard about it. It's independent. A lot of newcomers are in it. But what's really cool is that they, this past week on Jimmy Kimmel, Harrison Ford showed up dressed as a hot dog to start talking about Star Wars. And they've actually really laid out that leading up to the December 18th release of the film, they're going to be appearing on Jimmy Kimmel on a regular basis with different stars and different people involved with the film. Which I don't know if I've never heard of this before. I've never heard of full out saying, this is what we're doing on this specific talk show until December 18th. I think it's really kind of cool. I assume Jimmy Kimmel must be owned by Disney.
Yeah,
ABC,
in order for that to happen.
ABC.
The whole freaking world at this point is owned by Disney because it's like Star Wars, Marvel.
But yeah, ABC is Disney.
It was definitely Disney. Okay, yeah. So I just think it's very interesting that they are rolling out.
Are they each going to come dressed as a different fast food thing?
I believe that's an interesting challenge, and I think
like is someone going to come as like a burrito?
Yeah.
Is Anthony Daniels going to come out as a burrito?
Oh,
that'd be amazing. It said actually on November 23rd is going to be the big one on Kimmel, actually, where it was like four, I don't know, a whole bunch of them are going to come on.
A whole bunch of them. Like, it's a huge, so they're basically saying, tune in on Jimmy Kimmel because this is the only place you're going to see it.
Wow.
Which,
at the risk of yucking everybody's yum, I'm going to weigh in and just say I'm a little sick of all the Star Wars stuff already.
Oh,
like
no.
the movie hasn't even come out yet, and I can just see the marketing, because the marketing thing is so huge behind it, I'm already feeling like I'm getting a little tired of this, and it hasn't even begun yet.
Well, I'm going to do a different yum yucking. How about that?
But you're still going to yuck.
I'm going to yuck, which isn't so much about what you're talking about. It's more just like, oh, aren't you excited that, like, J.J. Abrams is doing a Star Wars movie? Because after those sucky prequels, you know what? After that sucky ruination of Khan in the last Star Trek movie, I'm not so excited, frankly.
Yeah.
Well, so
everything's gone silent. We killed the entire show. All the live viewers just logged off.
No way.
All the goodwill you had just went away.
It's all over.
You should have done the Power Ranger stuff last, guys.
Yeah. Well, I totally agree. Into Darkness, I had a lot of issues with. However, I do think Abrams is the right guy to do Star Wars. I think.
Well, it'll be a lot more fun than. At least he's entertaining.
I can't think of a better. I don't know if I can think of a better choice.
I think he's gonna. Yeah, I think the movie looks awesome. I'm super excited.
For me, it's more just the marketing thing of it.
Yeah.
It's just, I guess, it's the feeling of also just like they're going to be cranking these out, so it's going to be this until like 2028.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
It makes me start feeling a little bit like.
In terms of the marketing, I'm kind of right there with you. I actually really enjoy seeing all the Star Wars stuff, but if you notice, it's only the original Star Wars stuff. Okay, so there's nothing for the new movie. So what's going to happen is next holiday season, it's going to be all the stuff from the new movie, right? So it's like they made all this money on like the old characters, and now they're still going to be able to do another marketing push on the new characters. So that's kind of thing I was like, oh, really? Although I am excited to see the stuff in the store, but then it's just, you're right, it's going to be this for a while, because then,
I guess my fear is even if it's really good, things just become less special when you're exposed to them constantly. Like there's something a little bit less special if you're being hammered with it all the time.
I believe that's called oversaturation.
And I'm a little worried it might, even if it's good, it might kind of lose its specialness if everywhere you turn, it's just a new Star Wars thing coming out, a new
Disney's
Happy
good at
Meal.
oversaturating.
They are. They're really good at
to
like
death.
the mind trick on you. Like they do the Jedi mind, like
Jedi
you
mind trick.
watch this movie.
And it's going to be huge. Like I don't doubt the success like it's going to have. I just worry that it's going to be. I'm already getting worried about being tired of hearing about it.
Maybe it'll be great. I mean, that's why in some ways I think it's good to go into these things with very low expectations, because then you're so delightfully surprised often.
All right, I'm going in with super high expectations because I think
Jeff's bar is like way up.
Yeah, it's so high. I don't even
way up. Kate at Trek1000 tweets in, Maddie, she agrees with you. She hated the new Star Trek movies, and she also asks us, all of us, what did you wear for Halloween? Anybody want to share? Anybody dress up yesterday for Halloween?
I did not.
No, I didn't.
No?
I had a really nasty beard that I shaved off for the show.
Hot dog?
We at my day job we have teams on both the East Coast and the West Coast. So our West Coast team and our Toronto team booked a telepresence room where we could video conference with our Vancouver team to show off our costumes on Friday. So we were all dressed up in various things. I was dressed as Red from Orange is the New Black. The Vancouver team, however, dressed as the main characters from Mad Max Fury Road, and actually had a whole choreographed little dance of taking down the bad guys. And so the Toronto team was like,
Damn you, Vancouver!
Do this?
Yeah, you don't want to buy stock in your company the week of Halloween. Like, it sounds like it's not a lot gets done over there.
We're like, so every time you're in meetings,
Did they have the guitar flamethrower?
Oh my god, yes. So one of the guys, he was dressed in the thing, and he has Guitar Hero guitar with cardboard flames, and then he had cardboard speakers attached to the back of him. It was so well done. We're like, okay, you won.
Wow.
It was amazing.
It's like a dance-off.
I'm just going to throw this out there. I still haven't seen Mad Max.
I haven't either.
It's good though.
Really?
Fury Road?
Yeah.
It's really good.
I'm really keen to.
recommend it.
I know it's just one big action sequence, but I want to see it so bad.
No, it's good.
They did a good
It's
job
good.
for sure. Yeah.
They did a good job.
I saw it twice in the theater, which is almost unheard of for me nowadays.
Yeah, it was fun. And I think I watched it at home, but I could see the appeal of watching the theater just with how beautiful everything's shot. But I definitely would recommend you checking it out if you have time.
Oh, I will.
Yeah, because there's things in the theater that I did appreciate that I don't know if you would get at home. So, for example, that guitar dude, who's so ridiculous and over the top, when you see it in the theater and it's like a really good sound system, you realize that one of the things they do is they use that guitar sound to keep you oriented of where everything is. Like, because of, depending on how far away that guitar sound is, or whether it's from the left side or the right side, you actually helps keep you oriented of like where the vehicles are during some of those chase scenes. Depending on, you hear it getting louder and you realize that car is kind of approaching. It's like it actually did serve a purpose more. I appreciated seeing it the second time when I realized, that's what they're doing. They're using that sound to keep you kind of organized as far as where each of the cars are and how close they are to each other. So I was impressed by that.
That's cool. The one thing that's funny is my husband was like freaking out because like Tom Hardy's like Bane, and so he just like keeps seeing like Bane, and it's just so funny.
Yeah. Well, because he has that mask on for the first half hour of the movie, that makes him look like Bane. I mean, it's almost
good.
like
No,
he's
we
Bane.
liked it in a good way because like Scott absolutely loved Bane, and so then when he sees like the same act, he just like freaked out. It was just funny. It was good.
All right, so we are going to be doing trailer trash in just a couple minutes here, but first we're going to do just a really quick mention of Patreon.
Yeah, so we're actually on Patreon, patreon.com/supergeekedup, and we have a really crazy, silly, geeky video that we love for you to watch, and it was written by Tanya, so well written, and really any support you can give us to help us upgrade all of our equipment and eventually be on a new streaming platform would be really, really cool. And even if you can just watch the video and share it, that would be so amazing. So we just want to thank you guys who have donated and everyone who shared it. We really appreciate that.
Absolutely. And speaking of our awesome Patreon supporters, one of those is Maria Duran, who moderates a chat every Wednesday on Twitter about branding. So every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, she does a different discussion about different aspects of branding. So whether it's marketing yourself online as a web series, going to different festivals and events, maybe you work in government and how do you brand yourself amongst that sort of environment. She moderates these excellent discussions. So you can follow along every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern, using @BrandChat on Twitter or the hashtag BrandChat. They're great, very educational.
They are great. All right, so we're going to take one last commercial break. If you're watching the recorded version, we'll be back with Trailer Trash. We'll see you back in a second.
Welcome back from commercial break. You're here with Super Geeked Up. And
You're trying to outdo yourself from last time, aren't you?
Yeah, I try.
Extra cuteness.
Or give me a chance to move position so it looks like some time has passed. Like,
We're moving magic.
I want to break continuity at least. Like.
Well, you're back. You're back from commercial break, and we are about to play Trailer Trash.
Woo!
Yeah.
Well, more
Yeah.
talking than playing. Not
Well,
really.
yeah, it's not really playing so
Not
much
really
as we're just gonna like do that segment.
There's no
But I
point
didn't really
system.
know how.
Well, we still got to break the tie in the movie mashup. So if that if that happens during Trailer Trash,
How do we make this into a competition?
All right, guys. If you are watching or listening, you can, I don't know, maybe you can, try to watch this and watch trailer at the same time if you want. We're going to be doing Freaks of Nature, Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse, the Peanuts movie, and Dino Croc versus Super Gator.
Yes.
We're going to start with Freaks of Nature. Nicole.
Yes. So, okay, Freaks of Nature. Okay, I'll just give you like a description, but I just have to tell you a funny thing about this. So, basically, there's this little town, and there's humans, vampires, and zombies that all live in peace until the alien apocalypse. And so, basically, a human, a vampire, and a zombie have to team up to try and like figure out how to get rid of the aliens. So, I just have to say the Orkin Man is in this movie. If you guys remember the commercial with the Orkin guy with the glasses, I've worked with him on a movie before, so I was like super excited to see him in there. And that's
Who is he?
it feels like
I love how that's what you pull out of the
what you just told us sounded like the tiebreaker of the movie mashup game. Like that pitch just sounded like 4 different movies. Like, can we piece them together? It's like
I think their purpose, because it was kind of like, from watching, it was like a This Is the End kind of feel, and then all of a sudden, like, the aliens come in from, like, Independence Day, so I just thought that's just going to be, like, a hilarious, like, kind of This Is the End kind of feel, but what do you guys think about it?
Any trailer that starts with dickhead in the first 10 seconds, I'm in.
they had her at dickhead.
Yeah.
I think it looks great because it does look like they're throwing everything and the kitchen sink into one movie.
Yeah.
I like Dennis Leary. I'm a big Dennis Leary fan, so I feel like he's the perfect actor for that kind of thing because I think he'll add an element of sort of kind of cynical skepticism that kind of movie needs to keep everything a little bit rooted in voicing what the audience is sometimes feeling about how ridiculous what's going on screen is happening. He's the perfect person to do that.
It doesn't look like it's taking itself too seriously.
Not at all.
I mean, I don't know how it could, really.
The one little scene of the random dudes like, come with me if you want to live, and then he gets killed, and then he's like, why am I not passing out? I'm like, yes! And Peyton Oswalt, I love him, so like having him in this movie too, I was like, this is great.
When does that come? When does that come out? I'm sorry, I might have missed.
Supposedly it was supposed to already be out, but I don't get it. If it's like in limited release or if they pushed it, that's what I was trying to figure out.
No, it's coming out 2016.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's not Halloween, I think. They must have pushed it then.
I think, they pushed it, because I guess, I don't know if I just zoned out, but I guess Joan Cusack's in it. Did I see her in the trailer? I don't know if I did, but
You were too focused on the Orton Man.
Yeah.
I think sorry. Like, I know that's so random, but I've worked with him before, and it's just so funny, like, to see him in something again, because I don't know, like, how when you see like an iconic character from like a commercial, you don't always see them in movies. So when you do, it's like really exciting.
They pushed they pushed the release date because they had to reshoot some new scenes with the Orkin Man.
It's like seeing Flo from Progressive and Mad Men. It's kind of like
Yeah, I know what you mean though.
She's a Mad Men, yeah. First season.
Or I don't know if you remember. So Giles from Buffy, before that was known in these Maxwell House commercials.
Yeah,
I love those commercials.
So that was a funny thing where like the first handful of episodes of Buffy, Madeline and I were like, God, I know this guy, but it's like it's killing me. And I think we would even try to like look it up on the early internet that existed at that days and couldn't place him.
Do we know if Maxwell House Giles and his neighbor ever got together? Do we know if that ever happened?
I think like a while after, and I think we only knew this because we got on where they had some YouTube where they had just put all of them together.
Yeah.
I think sometime after the fact, when those had become really popular commercials, they filmed one final one, that clearly implies that they do.
Oh, good.
Okay, good. That's happy.
To make all the shippers happy. Like,
I have no friend reverses for what
Ari- Ari has no idea what
I'm
we're
sure
talking
it
about.
exists, and we'll show you.
Ari was like
Find
4
it.
years.
Find
He was
it.
like 4 years old.
on the other side of the world.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where they didn't have the same commercials that we do here.
That's why those commercials are great, because you actually like cared about like their relationship. You want those two to get together.
And it was really subtle. Like, it was basically this British dude and a woman coming over to borrow coffee, and it was treated, they were so British that they were so not overtly flirtatious with each other, but you could tell they kind of liked each other.
Right.
And it became this serious, like, people cared, like, whether they were getting together or not. Like, it was
Which
strange.
is a good lesson to learn from a storytelling standpoint.
Because it was all understated. Like, there was no overt flirtation. It was just kind of like they'd be kind of looking at each other in that British way. And then it would take swings. Like, the guy she'd come over for a coffee, and he's like, happy to give you some. And then the door would open, and you'd see she's with another guy.
Oh,
And you'd see his face kind of fall a little. And you'd be sitting there being like, that slut. You wanted them to be together. For some reason, you felt like they should be together. Like, even though he just loaned her coffee twice. I'm sorry, that's way off topic.
All right. So anyway, Freaks of Nature looks very fun. Our next trailer, which I actually a little bit of a hard time. Just some of these two movies, I kind of mixed together in my mind a little bit.
Yeah.
The trailers, I think they're very similar. Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse, which I'm pretty sure
Just came out, I think.
Just came out, but not everywhere, unfortunately. I don't know why, which is stupid.
Yeah.
But again, this looks very similar vein. It looks like a very fun movie. Basically, so imagine Boy Scouts are the only ones who can help us save us from the zombie apocalypse. That's more or less the idea of this movie. And again, look, it's like the horror movies that take this fun take on are the ones I actually kind of like Zombieland and stuff like that. You know, those are the ones I dig. So this kind of looks up my alley. Yeah, I don't know. It look again similar to Freaks in Nature. I think it has a fun vibe to it. What did you guys think?
There's a shot where the larger scout has the like bazooka with balls.
Potato gun.
And then, like, it goes through.
Right? Yeah.
It goes through the zombie's head and it explodes, and he turns around and goes, boom. I'm like, that would be me in the zombie apocalypse. I'm all over this movie.
It looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it does look like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I can also picture, like, I like trailers sometimes where you can picture the moments that are going to happen and they don't suck. Like, it's exciting. Like, I could totally picture another moment like that where someone's just is like, I just got my merit badge. He's kicking ass. I can so picture those things happen. Or I can also picture, like, the zombie on top of a kid, and he's got his Swiss Army knife, and he's going through trying to pick out, like, the corkscrew toothpick or what until he gets to the right one to, like
trying to tie a knot to keep a zombie back from someone.
Yeah,
No, not the slip knot.
Yeah, exactly. The kid who failed, the kid who didn't get his knot tying badge will be the one who tied up the zombie, and then that will get loose and fuck things up later.
Yeah.
Like, I love those movies that almost feel like they write themselves because the idea is so good. Like, the idea is so strong. You can see all the possibilities. Like, that's what it felt like to me. Like, I'm excited for it. I'll definitely check that out.
Yeah.
Oh, I totally want to watch the movie. It looks super fun.
In both of those, I actually laughed out loud, which is both Freaks of Nature and Scout's Guide. It's very rare that I laugh out loud in a trailer, but I actually like this is great. So anyway,
it is great. On Twitter, so people like the Maxwell House discussion. So going to your point, Eddie, about how you were talking about how like was not overt flirting. Amy Hoff says this is a consistent problem in Britain. I have no idea how they procreate.
Well, I guess all you need, though, is some coffee, and you're, like, good to go. Like,
You go crazy.
that's baby juice, right?
You bring it around. Yeah.
Yeah, if I move to England, I'm never going to be out of coffee. I'm going to have, like, that gourmet stuff that's stocked up.
You'll just be sitting there waiting for a beautiful woman to knock on your door, like, every day.
And your whole apartment's just full of coffee.
Yeah, there's no food in the house. I starved to death after a couple of weeks, but I was ready.
You're just disheartened and walking around the streets trying to hand out coffee to people.
There is something refreshing about the British sort of like more mild-mannered thing. I don't know. I guess maybe it is, or so there's something to an American audience that's refreshing about that you don't open the door and it's not like Miley Cyrus twerking. like outside in your hall or something like. So I don't know. Maybe there's like a particularly that appeal because I don't know that those commercials were even shown or popular in England, but here
I don't even know
I
if they
don't
sell
think-
Maxwell
no.
House in England.
they wouldn't drink that shit.
No,
Yeah.
no, definitely not.
Maxwell House
That's
is the one
right,
that
it's
comes in a big red thing.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
Folgers. Or
No,
Folgers.
The blue is.
Blue is
right,
Maxwell
okay.
House.
But you're right. Yeah, in England they drink tea. They don't even drink coffee.
Yeah, and the coffee that they do drink is like espresso coffee. Like,
Yeah, it'd be much
Yeah,
better
so-
quality than our coffee.
it's not
probably.
percolated stuff.
Here's a nice tweet for you guys. At Trek1000, Kate says, "I think these guests are my favorites. Love that they're connected to Power Rangers. Also, they are great."
Aw.
Yeah.
By the way, guys, that's out of 158 shows we've done, so that's pretty good praise.
Oh,
Yay!
wow.
So you're the best.
We need that kind of
Yeah, ego
self-esteem boosting
Please
too.
like us.
Believe me.
All right, our next trailer, going totally away from all the other trailers today, is the Peanuts movie. So this is, after Star Wars, this is my most anticipated movie of the whole year, to be honest with you, because this is just, I think, the most brilliant comic strip that's ever been created, and Charles Schultz is a genius. And here's the thing, from watching, I hadn't seen this trailer before, this is a longer one. I really think they're just capturing everything that should be Charlie Brown and Snoopy and the whole gang. It seems like they're totally capturing everything Schultz did when he was doing it, and I think that's awesome. So I don't know, I'm super, super excited for this. I can't wait to watch it. Snoopy is like one of my favorite characters of all time, and the Red Baron is just like, oh my god, I don't even know how he freaking ever thought of that idea. Snoopy against the Red Baron. But anyway, so what do you guys think? Any other fans of Charlie Brown and
It
Company?
looks really cute.
A ringing endorsement.
That's
indeed.
right, really a ringing endorsement. Yeah.
No,
just
it
see-
does. Yeah.
Like the conversation that we had before about Star Wars, I just see store shelves just stockpiling with merchandise and toys. for
Yeah, but
Christmas
you
this
haven't
year.
been deluged with like Peanuts stuff.
Not yet.
No,
not
yeah,
yet.
no, it's
not
true.
yet.
You know?
Not yet.
It's true.
No,
I
'cause-
just-
So it's fresh for us,
I'm a huge
really.
fan of
Yeah.
the original cartoon. Like I agree with you. Like as a kid, like
There's a
those.
Charlie
were-
Brown bag right there.
Yeah, well,
Oh, yeah.
that's,
But I'm a huge fan of the original cartoon, and also I had the same kind of things. Like I don't know how they came up with that Red Baron like storyline, but what a brilliant, what an amazingly brilliant thing. So I'm right with you. Watching the trailer, I did worry a little bit that there were times. In general, I thought it looked good. The 3D like CGI stuff looked pretty good and true to the strip. There were times when I worried that they were being a little bit too concerned about whether it was cool or not. Like.
or would appeal to like
Well,
modern
or
kids.
scenes like having Charlie Brown dance.
That was a
That
little weird.
Right.
It felt like a little bit like they're trying to be Napoleon Dynamite. Or there were times it felt like they were worried it's not going to appeal to today's kids a little bit. And I feel like there were moments in the trailer that made me worried that they're not going to stick to how just kind of old-fashioned and wholesome the original cartoon strips were.
We're
which
so
I think
critical
is,
of stuff though that you don't ever want to sit and watch a movie.
yeah, I realized as I'm doing the show that I've become a curmudgeon-y old man.
No, I'm
like,
serious. My sister will go to a movie with me, and afterwards I'll just tear it to shreds. Or
But-
analyze it. Is
but no,
what
I-
I
but-
say.
but-
She thinks tearing it to shreds, and she'll be like, "I can't stand going to movies with you."
It's because we work in the business, and so therefore
Yeah.
we analyze it in a different way than other people
I
when
do
watching
this for a
movies.
living, essentially, so
Yeah.
it just comes so naturally
But-
in a way. It's hard, but
but-
it's like
but I
I'm looking
love.
forward to this Peanuts movie. The only thing is that the trailer, and I'm hoping the whole movie isn't this way, but the trailer, except for the Snoopy parts, which are brilliant, seems talk about you shouldn't take yourself too seriously. It's suddenly like going for this like emotional thing for Charlie Brown that feels a little off for that character to me. But that's the trailer, so who knows if that's how the movie will play,
I just hope it feels like the original comic strip because I agree that that's something really special, and I would love to experience that in some way. There were times in the trailer that felt like it was capturing that, and there were a few other times my eyebrows got raised. Or I have even this question: they had a shot of Charlie Brown with Lucy at the her advice booth, and I remember from the cartoon it specifically says psychiatric help. And I guarantee you, because of today's environment, it does not say psychiatric help on the front booth. So what is that going to say now?
Really?
Like,
I
because
thought
we're in an age where
I think it
you can't-
will, actually. I gotta think.
We should have a side bet on this because I'll bet you anything from my experience
They
working.
keep trying to get us to do bets, guys.
I know, man. This guy wants to bet everything.
Right?
I'm like a gambler. I'm just a compulsive gambler. But no, having worked in children's entertainment and knowing just how sensitive they are about certain issues, like psychiatry isn't something you can make fun of anymore, or like. So I just guarantee it does not say psychiatric help on the front of her booth. It says advice or something.
Enough to check.
You can't see it in the trailer. It's a side. It's a profile.
Right.
It's a profile
You'd have
shot.
to see it in the
It's a
movie,
profile
right.
shot. And maybe they'll only show it in profile
But
to
features,
avoid having
features
gender.
get away with stuff that we could never get away with in TV.
We'll see.
You know.
We'll see if it says psychiatric help on the front of her booth. I'll be happy.
I love how Ari's just doing this.
I was just my thought on it. My thought on the matter is that what's interesting to me is that it's kind of like a more overall look at the films that are being made by studios. There aren't that many original ideas that are being the big blockbuster films that people are making because they want such a safe bet. While Charlie Brown, I think, is an absolutely fantastic idea for a film, and I think it will be good. It's just interesting. It's like the studios don't seem willing to run with a fresh idea.
Yeah.
Now, are you saying that the Scouts
Was that a
fighting
studio film?
zombies?
No, that's
I think, but it's also fitting into a genre
I guess
that
that's
is
true.
that is tried and true.
Yeah.
I
So, like,
thought it
it's-
was a indie too, but I don't know.
But it is a genre that's tried and true, like sort of the goofy
That's true.
horror movie. Both
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Not dangerous.
So it's like-
Scout's Guide.
Even like Star Wars, like it's
You
great,
saying that has
fantastic.
that's been tried?
No, it has been tried and true, but I'm saying it's not an original idea.
The problem is sometimes you have to be careful what you wish for because you'll ask for something original and then like they'll
You get
toss
John Carter.
Jupiter Ascending on you, and you're like, whoa, let's go back to something not original.
Yeah, right.
Comfortable. Please, I need some comfort food.
Like John Carter versus.
Yeah.
Speaking of originality, if
What-
this is a good segue, if you want to do it or not.
Maybe before we let me share a twin tweet before we move on to our last trailer. Kate says about the Peanuts movie. I want to see it. If I could only see one movie this year, this would be it. Awesome, Kate. I love that. And just real quickly for me, both such a big nostalgia thing. I guess is part of it. Or also just these are two of the things I've loved the most. So watching both of these, and I feel with Abrams how he's captured the original strips in the TV specials. I don't like. I get this. I can feel the emotional reaction. Like I actually teared up at the Star Wars trailer. I've said like a couple weeks ago. And this one, like watching the Peanuts, actually like inside me, like oh my god, this is kind of how I felt when I was a kid. And if the filmmakers can do that, I think that's awesome though.
Yeah.
It's kind of everything, really.
Success for people.
Yeah. Go
So anyway,
figures.
that's why I'm so excited about it.
Nice. I will say, the moment when he knocks over the fence and he's so hopeful and so like, this is going to be different, guys, and then it's all the same. I was like,
wait, hey.
Charlie Brown.
What?
I'm sorry, Kate just tweeted a picture from the movie. It says psychiatric help 5 cents.
Oh, hey!
Oh.
I owe you, Jeff. Jeff, that I owe you.
Gotta look in the Candyman mirror.
No!
Yeah, I don't know what we bet, but you owe me.
Yeah, whatever it is, you win.
I'm gonna retweet this under Super Geeked Up.
Are we sure that's not a Photoshop job? We need to you have to be ultra suspicious.
Ryan Ward tweeted
We'll put
in
it through
that
our.
Oh. Go ahead,
What did he tweet in?
Jeff. He
I was
tweeted
going to say we'll get
in,
the
so I
FBI
guess there's-
to analyze it.
Oh, can you still hear me?
Yeah,
Okay,
sorry,
so-
Nicole, go ahead.
Okay, Ryan Ward tweeted in there's this wah machine, and he has a wah machine to say it's time for Super Geeked Up. He ran it through this Peanuts generator, so it's like but it says it's time for Super Geeked Up.
Amazing.
That's
It's
awesome.
going to be almost time for Charlie Brown and Thanksgiving, y'all.
Oh, yep.
That's right. Thanksgiving. Awesome.
The Great Pumpkin is probably my favorite
Right.
one.
I know, we didn't even watch it this year.
That's amazing. All right, Tanya, what's our last trailer?
Oh, I'm back. Sorry, I froze, and you all froze. It was weird. So, speaking of quasi-original ideas, Dino Croc versus Super Gator.
Oh God.
Come on. This looks like it was filmed on like an original iPhone with stock footage that they just sort of put in there with the Dino Croc and Super Gator fighting each other with girls in bikinis getting eaten. That's all we need to know about the movie.
Is this the one that David Carradine is in?
Yeah,
Yes.
I think our initial
Yeah.
reaction to that, and maybe we're just wrong, but hasn't David Carradine been dead for like 5 or 6 years?
This is an older movie, yeah. He's been dead for a while.
This is an older movie. We work on an older one, ridiculous one, usually when we do this, just to have fun.
Okay.
What I love is that they have the Cajun, is the
That's my
expert.
favorite line.
Get the Cajun.
Call the Cajun.
Who is like the expert on how to destroy monstrous animals. And he's like, well, don't you know that crocodiles and alligators are mortal enemies?
God, I lost it when I heard that line. Fucking hell. Ridiculous. This is definitely a film that's been made like top heavy on one kind of skill and ability and lacking a lot of
I love movies that take themselves like not seriously at all. So like Sharknado, where they fully acknowledge how horrible it is, and they're like, we've got bad special effects. I don't think this movie intended to do that. I think they thought they were doing something excellent.
Yeah. When you're a poor man's Sharknado, that's not it. That's not where you want to be. Like you don't want to be operating from like we're the poor man's Sharknado.
But yeah, I love the random girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, where was the set that there'd be so many girls in bikini? Was it even at a resort or something where that would make sense? Or it seemed like they were out in the jungle or bayou or something.
It was like they'd just gone like, oh, so this is like Jurassic Park, except like out in like some bayou in the south.
And the effects suck.
Yeah, and
in Louisiana, all the girls go in bikinis to the swamp, I guess is what happens.
Of course, because you don't have to worry about mosquitoes or anything like that with bikinis, because that's not uncomfortable at all.
Yeah, I don't think anyone actually swims in a swamp. I'm pretty sure they have like a little swamp boat that they plow through the swamp. I don't think anyone's wearing bikinis.
No.
Well, see, now y'all are being too critical the way that I tend to be.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes, we
Well,
are.
that's not you
Set
saying
it
y'all
aside
there.
and just a movie.
I honestly though,
when
I
I
still
call
like
the-
to watch it just for the sense of just laughing.
Look, you can learn from any movie, good, bad, or middling. You can learn from all of them. I don't know if you want to learn anything really there, but
I wouldn't
but
be
we
watching.
do.
Yeah, now that since we made our own movie, like made our first feature, it does change the dynamic in that you're really rooting for movies to succeed because you know how hard it is to make one and stuff. So even when you see something that's like a really shitty movie, like you're really hoping it succeeds because you just know how hard it is. And even when we're making our movie, you fear that that's what your movie is going to be. Like you honestly fear like someone somewhere is going to be doing a show like this where they're making fun of our trailer that way. Like so you do view things a little bit differently. That being said, that movie looks like it sucks.
We're going through the similar thing with the movie that we shot in the spring right now, going through post-production of less like, as long as it's not Dino Croc and Super Gator.
and that's where you have to appreciate those movies, and that they keep you going a little bit, and that's like, yeah, okay, we may not have set the world on fire, but we're above that bar. Like, we've cleared that bar. Cinematic.
Yeah, but movies like that get a huge cult following. So even if you are at that bar, you're still gonna have a huge fan base. So
Absolutely.
I'm sure that movie will clean up compared to our movies, like financially.
Well, it has the Cajun, so
yeah, we can get the Cajun.
This is going to be his last appearance in a film. It has
to be, yeah, or pretty close to.
Because he died, or because they took away his license to make movies after this?
SAG kicked him out.
Just like no,
you're done.
You cut off.
Normally we're for freedom of expression. Everything. No, you can't make any more movies.
Fuck freedom of art. Who cares? No.
When they said the Cajun, I was hoping Gambit would show up actually from X-Men.
The Cajun sounds like it does demand to be stunt casted.
Yeah.
Like, who would you cast as like the Cajun? Kind of like a long-haired Scott Glenn.
And here's my question. I mean, I'm Canadian. I can imagine what a Cajun accent might sound like. Did he even sound remotely like someone who would be called the Cajun?
Slightly, very
Okay.
slightly.
Yeah.
Because I think if you're the Cajun, you should sound very much like that. Would be my.
Yeah.
Yeah, Southern with a little French even weird.
Yeah.
Thing. Like,
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
yeah, Jean-Claude Van Damme. They should have cast as the Cajun, like a long-haired Van Damme.
You could use another role.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so there we go. Dino Croc versus Super Gator, folks. Check it out.
I love how you got through telling people to watch it without laughing.
All right, so that is about going to wrap us up for tonight. Before we go, though, so guys, for Blood Punch, where can people, number one, I guess, check out information about the film, or where can they get it? Where can they rent it, buy it, all that good stuff?
Well, you can, if you are a fan of VOD, you can watch it on most major VOD platforms like iTunes, Amazon. It's on Vudu.
Yep.
And I think it's on Google Play, PlayStation, Xbox, and I think most major cable companies have it on demand now. So pretty much every VOD platform, you can find it. You can buy DVDs through Amazon.
Yeah.
But it seems like
not on.
What's that?
It's not on Netflix.
It's not on
Not
Netflix
yet.
yet. It's not on Netflix yet, but we're hoping that it will actually pop up there pretty soon, so that just more people can see it. So.
Yes.
If I buy the DVD, will I get the special feature of the trailer you've been talking about from the writers of the Tigger movie?
No, hasn't been created yet, but we'll make that especially when we cut that. We will send you guys it definitely, like a direct link to it.
Oh.
Oh, there's the DVD Ari's holding up.
Shiny.
Yeah, you will get. There are special features on the trailer, like blooper reels and stuff that are worth checking out.
Deleted scenes.
Deleted scenes. Yeah.
Awesome. And do you guys have a website for it?
We do, which is.
I can't remember if it's Blood Punch Movie or Blood Punch the Movie. There's a website on each of those domains, but it's one of those two.
Or you can go to our Facebook page, which was pretty active. It's which is just if you search Facebook for Blood Punch, you'll find the Blood Punch movie page on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
The website is bloodpunchmovie.com, actually.
Bloodpunchmovie.com, and then what's the Twitter of the movie?
Same thing. Blood
At-
Punch.
Blood Punch.
At Blood
And
Punch
there's a
Movie.
hashtag Blood Punched.
Oh yes,
like
yes,
that.
yes.
The
So, yeah,
hashtag.
please.
Hashtag.
Yep.
Very nice. All right, cool. That guys, please go follow, like them, all that good stuff. Go check out the movie. Like they said, it's a mind fuck, so you'll
Yeah.
you'll have to watch it twice.
It's a party
Good.
movie.
You'll enjoy it.
Watch it with friends.
Yes, definitely.
Watch it with friends who also each order it on their own. No, I'm just joking. Watch it however you can.
Watch it yourself and forward the link on which you watched it to somebody else, so that way they can also maybe click and rent on that too.
Exactly.
Support indie filmmakers.
Oh yeah. So folks, you can of course follow us at Super Geeked Up. Also, if you are listening to the podcast on Blog Talk Radio, we are part of the League of Geeks network there. So appreciate if you could also support our fellow geeky shows, which are Sci-Fi Pulse Now and Genretainment. So there's 3 of us on that network, all talking about geeky film, movie stuff. So you can go to blogtalkradio.com/League of Geeks to check out all those shows. Next week on our show, hey, this is exciting. We've got the Supernatural fandom movie. So if you love the show Supernatural, which actually I know a lot of our fans do, this is going to be the show for you. The movie that's all about Supernatural fandom. So the creator-director is going to be on to talk all about that. Yeah, Tanya's super excited.
I'm so excited.
Jensen Ackles will be Tanya, I'm sorry. Jensen won't be here.
That's right. I'll just pretend he's a little square in the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, just have a little cutout of him, put your cardboard cutout you have next to you. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just be like, hey, Jensen,
Yeah.
what you doing?
We tuned out of Supernatural when they stopped using that Kansas song as the pre-thing for the season finale. That "Carry On My Wayward Son,"
They still do it.
I thought they had stopped after a certain
No,
number
they
of
do
years.
it for special moments.
Well, anytime they do that, I'm back.
Yeah.
They
I love
got
it.
me.
So that'll be, so actually, you guys, just like a few days away, I guess, because this is a special show. So this Wednesday, our normal time, 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific, we'll be talking to the Supernatural Fandom movie guys. And yeah, so big thanks to our guests, Maddie, Eddie, Ari from Blood Punch. Thank you guys so much for being on.
Thank you guys for having us. It was a blast.
On a special show. Instead of going to church, we could do this.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, but isn't it Wednesday night? Why would we go to church on Wednesday?
Sunday today.
No, but today's Sunday.
Okay. Okay.
We don't need to
play along. But...
We don't need to fool anybody. It's fine. Yeah, it's all good.
Thank you so much for having us. It was great.
Thank you so much.
And of course, thank you all guys for watching live. All your tweets, we love you guys. And if you're watching in post or listening to podcasts, really appreciate it as well. Subscribe to us on YouTube, please, if you get a chance. YouTube.com/supergeekedup is where you can find us, or just go to supergeekedup.com. And you can get all the links there for our Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube channels. All right, cool. So we'll see you guys on Wednesday. Until then, stay geek, everybody. See you soon.
Bye.